many of you may be wondering why I'm making this video. Well, I'm doing it because I think some of my points could have been done a lot more better. Now, don't get me wrong, some of the things I've already said is something that I will already stick with. But if I am to create an argument, I need to make my points more clear so that people can have something that they agree with and not just throw words around, which is kind of what I was doing in my last response video. Yes, I do believe that this guy is just throwing hate on Misanthropony because he's pointing out problems that they don't like. But even with just one screenshot, that's still not enough evidence. However, there is some proof that we will be coming to later on in this video. I will be skipping some parts that I've already covered, or stuff that's just rambling on that I don't really care that much about. With all that out of the way, let's begin.
I have obviously been a creator on this platform for a very long time. I've seen many YouTubers come and go, but never have I seen anyone so utterly brilliant that the moment I saw their work, I thought that person deserves to be not President of the United States, but President of the world. May I introduce you guys to Misanthropony. This is a guy I've probably mentioned once or twice on this channel because he has done all great things for me. And truth be told, I haven't actually had a contact with this guy for months because I tried to be cool with him on his Lion King video and he decided to delete my comment.
Now, to be honest, this is probably the part where I have to believe him, even though we just have to take him at his word. Because deleting a comment is something that a YouTuber's not really expecting for this to be able to get the screenshot. But if he deleted your comment, then he might have a reason to. I checked back to see if my comment on his Defending Cuties is Not Cute video to see if it's still up, and to my surprise, it is! Maybe it's because he doesn't really find any much issues with the comment to delete it, but so if he has a reason, then it's probably deserved.
I've known this guy for a very long time. Pretty much ever since 2018. Pretty much ever since I started on YouTube, I've known this guy, and pretty much his entire thing I've always found is that he is very good at editing, but he is a complete idiot of a person.
By complete idiot of a person, you don't mean someone that hasn't done that much research, right? Right?
I have never seen him make one good point in any video. And truth be told, I haven't seen every video from his channel. Truth be told, I don't think anybody has seen every video from his channel except for him. Because, well, let's face it, his most recent videos all reach over an hour, besides one of them being 59 minutes. I'm sorry, who wants to watch 20 hours of Misanthropony? Not me.
Well, I do. But in all seriousness, even if you don't want to watch any of his videos, you still need to in order to get proper evidence to make your arguments stand out more accurate. But you don't even do that, which we will cover later.
But I will be watching about 11 minutes today, and maybe if I'm feeling a little spicy, a little more, because truth be told, I definitely don't have beef with this guy. He definitely didn't literally comment on my video when I only had 100 subscribers. Now keep in mind, you might be thinking, why am I going after somebody who commented on my video? First of all, that's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because it's fun. But second of all, he has 19,000 subscribers. And I believe he was at least over 10,000. I don't know how many he had back then, but I know at least when he commented on my video, hate, he at least had over 10,000 subscribers, and he went at a 13-year-old, a kid with 100 subscribers.
Okay, but why does that make Anthropony bad? You don't even show like a single screenshot or a video that I can look up, so the context is missing here. If the kid said something stupid, then that kid needs to know what he did wrong in order to learn from their mistakes. And yes, adults will make mistakes too. But your age and numbers of subscribers, big or small, doesn't excuse them from criticism. This is one example I mean for a bad response from MTS the Shark. Because instead of making a good argument, he just throws a straw man at Misanthropony. I say Mario Odyssey is a terrible game because everything is flat. That is a stupid thing to say. And I don't even think you've even played the Mario games, because if you did, you would know about Super Mario 64. What flowers in the real world look like that? Here you are attacking me! I'm not as old or as much subscribers as you do, so who are you to say that to me? You see where I'm going here, bro? He has not even covered the video yet, and I'm already seeing problems.
We're going to react to one of his Nostalgia Critic videos. And here's something I will say about Misanthropony is that I don't think anybody likes this guy's content. I mean, somebody does, because there's 19,003 subscribers, but they probably all agreed with his Last Jedi series and his Lion King video, which I agree with his Lion King video because it hates the Lion King.
Now, I know that in my last video I only showed the views, so instead I'm also going to be showing the likes and dislikes in his previous videos, starting off with his video on Nostalgia Critic's review on The Jungle Book and going down a little bit more. So yeah, by looking at these screenshots, while it's true that his views and likes didn't grow until like his first video on Nostalgia Critic, his previous videos I have been looking at still hold hundreds of likes, which does not mean that you can ignore them. Especially if they have more likes than dislikes, because if more people are liking the videos, then they might have a legit reason to. Like, oh, I don't know, good arguments perhaps?
Let me actually touch on that Last Jedi series I just mentioned. So how long is The Last Jedi? 2.5 hours, right? I understand a lot of you hate that movie, but do you think it's obnoxious to maybe make, not, like, let's say this, if you want to make a really good analysis of a movie, you're most likely topping 30 minutes for your analysis. If you're actually making good time and you're making good points, it's gonna be at least, 30 minutes. This video is 3 hours, or it's 5 parts, all added to 3 hours. He says it's 4.5 parts, but nope, it's 5. That's 5 parts, bud. That is the most insanely long series. And that is so overkill, because, yeah, you can criticize The Last Jedi, but obviously he's going to repeat himself over and over and over and over again.
Dude, when it comes to a movie that's horribly made like The Last Jedi, it deserves all the hates that it's getting, for all the damage it has done. Sending Mark off into a little bit of depression by killing off his character in the most horrendous way possible, spitting on the past by wanting to kill it, sending female empowerment in the fictional movie that doesn't work at all, and so much more problems I don't have time to go into. So to me, it doesn't matter how long the review is, as long as the owner of the channel has gone out of his way to point out all the legit problems of the film in the right way. And Misanthropony isn't the only one who's done this either. Another YouTuber by the name of Mahler has done his own review on The Last Jedi that's basically almost as long as Misanthropony's. So why aren't you going after him? Also, no, he didn't just repeat his points. Not even in his revisited video when he said he's going to do his best to not repeat his points he already made. He originally went through the film scene by scene and picked them apart as he went along, ending off with the horrendously awful film directors. Yes, I said that. Then in the revisit, he went through the film flaw after flaw and made out how much worse they are. Don't believe me? Check the links in the description. You can check it out for yourself. This is another example of a bad response, because instead of checking his videos to make sure that his point is accurate, he instead goes after the video's timestamps and judges them based on that. This goes against the literal basics of forming an argument, and you should never do something like that. Ever.
So is he going to make any good points? Probably a couple, because it's a flawed enough movie. I like it fine, but I can get behind someone disliking it. He also made a whole video trying to convince people not to see The Rise of Skywalker, as if that wasn't easy enough.
And now here he is trying to fix his big mistake, since he still doesn't know that Misanthropony still wasn't repeating himself. Nice try, buddy, but it didn't do crap. Now, skipping the argument, I already covered that it's not an anniversary video, which in a way it kind of is.
How can one possibly describe how horrendously awful it is?
Am I the only one who thinks it's a little overkill to say horrendously awful? I know you can say that, but you're a grown adult. Not even I would say that, and I'm probably half of your age. I don't know how old this guy is, but I'm more mature than him.
Another good example right here! This isn't even trying to make a good argument. This is just painting himself to look good and Miss Anthropony to look bad. Because he said 2 words. 2 flipping words! Am I going crazy? MTS is sharp. Adults are allowed to say anything they want. And if you have a problem with it, well, I have Hagrid to say this message to you. Hagrid! Get in here a minute! What do you have to say to this?
Deal with it, you twat!
Couldn't have said it better myself.
But I'm guessing not too many people would even want to, considering how anyone who dares say anything bad about Doug Walker these days is immediately attacked by his annoying fans.
Alright, I'll admit that's a pretty dumb comment right there. Makes no sense, but can we be real right now and just say you posted... Let me just... I'm taking a shot in the dark, so this is not entirely accurate, but did you just post something saying how awful it is? By the way, I actually would like to go back and see what you say. One of the worst nostalgic in Over the North is the easiest movie you can make fun of. The possibilities gift the wrap of you, because yeah. So this is a horrible rant right here already, and you took probably what? There's literally 2 comments on your post, and you took the 1 comment and then said, "This is why the fan base sucks." I don't think it's a good fan base either, but you have 2 comments. I bet you either the other one's another fan or it's this one. So you took 1 fan and said, look at this fan. This is the entire fan base right here. Do you know how wrong of a criticism that is right there to say that?
This coming from the guy who didn't even check Anthropony's videos to make sure it's accurate to say he's repeating himself. And yeah, you can criticize him about that all you want. But later on in his Deadpool 2 video, he actually talked about the problem in more better detail. People have literally been telling him to leave Doug alone!
It still feels like yesterday that I was making a video about the anniversary of Doug Walker's stupid show, and got blacklisted by his fans over it. By far the most common defense that I've gotten for that, and the show as a whole, is that the Nostalgia Critic is a comedy, and that everything it does should be taken as a joke. The most repetitive comment that I've gotten from Doug Walker's defenders by far is the old classical saying that it's just his opinion, and I should leave him alone because he's just trying to make people laugh while talking about movies. That's all he's doing. Doug Walker never hurt anyone.
The fact that Channel Awesome doesn't care about those victims. Because if you read, so I'm going back to this, why they saw it was a money pot. What they saw was, we're gonna get sued for this sexual harassment thing. We're gonna get sued because Juwaria shot himself in the head. We're gonna get sued for all of this stuff, right? But the victims, do you realize they're also in a very tricky fucking position? Because if they come forward, but there's no, I mean, it's very difficult to prove things now, but if they come forward, his wife could sue them. Do you see? I don't understand why you guys are so fucking stupid. You guys were like hiding a fucking sexual predator? Why? Was he getting that many views? I didn't get too many, and I really despise the fact that my only ever crossover, like full-on crossover with any other producer, and I'm blaming all of you guys for being dicks, is no, I'm not, is with Justin. I have 1 fucking crossover, and it's with the goddamn suicidal rapist. Great, good, that's good. That's really good for my PR.
Heck, you later on in your video are going out of your way to defend Dog by saying it's all for comedic effect. So no, I'm not going to give this guy a pass on this either, since he's making the same mistake as those toxic Nostalgia Critic fans are doing. Well, at least he's not that much of an idiot as T-Moss boss, I'll give him that.
I should probably start by saying that I do not like Doug Walker. He is not a good reviewer.
Okay, there's definitely an argument to be made there that he's not a good reviewer, and personally enough, if you want to see a critical perspective on a film, definitely don't go to Doug Walker. If I ever watch his reviews, it's only to see his opinion on the film, and I usually only watch the first, maybe it's like 10 seconds of it. or like how much I know until I go, alright, I know his opinion. But a lot of his opinions are very biased, and he's not really a great critic. I used to be very inspired by him, but as years gone on, I've just kind of grown to not like his content very much. And he's not a great reviewer. But that's kind of the thing. I mean, it's more comedy than anything, and it's very subjective comedy.
He said it! He said it!
And this is what I was talking about, folks. MTS the Shark said that you can't just take one bad comment and judge the rest of the fanbase on that. And here he is, using their same arguments that it's just subjective comedy. And right after, he said not to go to Doug as a good reviewer. What is wrong with you? And let me tell you why this argument doesn't work. By saying this, you are ignoring all the criticisms that's made on Channel Awesome. And not just the YouTube channel either. The Channel Awesome company is even worse, for not only harassing people, but also firing them left and right because they didn't show up at work in the proper time Doug and his brother wanted. So no, you can't use this argument for the terrible stuff that they did.
Mike informed me things were running late because of Easter. I was also involved in discussions earlier today. Everyone here at HQ in Chicago agrees that putting up links in TGWTG for payments to bypass ads is a bad idea. We have a policy on producers e-begging, and we feel this is coming close enough to crossing a line. We've already been fielding complaints from people regarding your videos, and all of them revolve around the amount of ads per episode. It took us long enough just to get our fans used to the idea of ads to begin with. Uploading more than the standard 2 ads per video and then offering a buyout option comes off as too much of a slap in the face to them, and we do not want to risk it. We've applied this policy across the board. Numerous requests for links have been denied to multiple producers for years now, and that's not going to change now, so I'm sorry. But this is a non-negotiable point. Yes, we did do a Kickstarter. Once. As a means to expand programming and ensure that we keep going. So we can provide a constant net space for you guys that won't go under. Since we are providing you guys with a place to post your videos, a large amount of site traffic, and aren't asking for a cut from the producers, we thought this was one time where we could exercise a little executive authority and do one Kickstarter to fill in the gaps.
Now, I'm sorry, but we have to let Tom go, since he did not meet up with the requirements of the channel. But sadly, because of our paid effect, we also have to make our videos with crappy effects and costumes. And also, we like to brand ourselves as a pretty professional company, so we have to take what we do as canonly as possible. They're supposed to be crappy looking. It's for comedy.
But that doesn't mean you get them.
Now, just give me a minute to harass the critics on Twitter.
So if you don't find it funny, that's fine. I don't care if you don't find it funny. You can't tell others to not find it funny, though. You can't do that. So this is the first point I agree with in this video, that he's not a good reviewer. Nice work. You're batting 3-1 now. Congrats.
But he didn't, though. You don't even show a single clip where he does that. Heck, in the clip that you already showed before you say it's subjective comedy, he doesn't even say that either. So again, the context is missing. But even if that is the case, the only time he does kind of do that is when he asks that Nostalgia Craig saying the N-word is okay. But even then, that's so legit question, because if that's supposed to be a joke, then PewDiePie should be apologized for saying the N-word as well and gotten his channel deleted. Congratulations. You're down from 100 to 32. I'm going to die now.
I am going to be skipping the part when he counters the not creative or unique point, since I already covered it pretty well in my original response video, as well as the film analyzer being the same as a reviewer argument, which I don't really care about. But as for the text, I know he said creative, not clever, but it makes it worse. Doesn't need to explain himself, just says it's worse and carries on. I don't need an argument. Your argument sucks!
Even putting that aside, he's a horrible film analyzer.
You mean he's a bad reviewer? The point you made 10 seconds ago? a reviewer is a film analyzer. I'm sorry if that isn't clear to you, but you just made the same point twice again.
How does it make it not a point? It doesn't matter if it's subjective or not. It still does not excuse Dub Walker from criticism. However, in defining context, both the analyzer word and reviewer are completely different. Even though I kind of think they're the same. The literal definitions are still different. To be honest, I don't really care if they're the same or not, but pointing them out as the same still doesn't change anything. Dub Walker's a bad reviewer, and Dub Walker's a bad analyzer. Simple as that.
With the same clip, by the way, if you're gonna show how dated his work is and how it has aged so horribly, then start showing a bunch of different clips. I'm not even actually aware of what, I know he's using one of the sibling rivalries, which are not great reviews because nobody gets their point across because they're just yelling, and it's not even rivalry because they always agree. And Doug's not a hard person to criticize.
Well, you're not hard to criticize either.
So the fact that I'm a minute in and I've made 6 points and one of them agreeing with you, maybe half of one agreeing with you, you're not doing too well, bud.
MTS, all the points you've shown so far are not even very good. In fact, you've been failing more brutally than Anthropony right now. Because I was able to counter them pretty well. I'm waiting for you to counter me.
In all of his reviews I've seen, he's come across as uninformed, unfocused, hypocritical, or some combination of the three. And
okay, no.
Yes.
Yes. Hypocritical? I mean, okay. There are definitely points to be made that I guess he's a little hypocritical. Really only in the Wall review, which came out 2 years after you made this. So, I don't even think his 2017 work can be considered hypocritical.
But he's not even talking about that one video in general, dude. Have you been listening to what he was saying?
in all of his reviews I've seen, he's come across as uninformed, unfocused, hypocritical, or some combination of the three.
Now let me repeat what he said. And all across his videos I've seen, the informed part would be the Sailor Moon video when the Nostalgia Critic gets all the information wrong. The hypocritical part would be in his Deadpool 2 video when he apologizes to New Zealand for a joke, but he doesn't apologize to the people that he has screwed over. And the unfocused one, I'd say, would be Nostalgia Critic's Jungle Book video when he calls it the grown-up version of the childish cartoon. And there's more stuff that I can't go into because this video is long enough.
You could definitely say, yeah, like him maybe one time maybe saying a movie's too long. What about is it Flee Boldly or Boldly Flee? I don't even know the name of that horrible movie, but yeah, that movie's way too long. But hypocritical is, okay, first of all, I know he's only saying hypocritical because that's just a very broad insult. It's just a good insult to say, you're hypocritical, and give no actual follow-up to it. Just say someone's hypocritical. It's easy to do, and it sounds intelligent, when really, you're not making a single point here. I want to know how he's hypocritical. I guess if he's saying, this movie's too long, and he already made a 3-hour film that's way too long, yeah, that works, but what other things? Does he say movies are too long in every reviews? What makes him hypocritical?
MTS. That's not even an argument. That's a steal, man. Dubwalker's being hypocritical. Where has he been a hypocrite? Is it the part when he said that the video is too long? I need more context. Well, I already gave one evidence of him being hypocritical. Not apologizing to the people that Dubwalker screwed over. Where did I get this information, you might ask? Anthropony's video on Nostalgia Critic's Deadpool 2 review. You already mentioned it a few times in this video. It would have been nice if you were to watch it for, I don't know, some research?
In fact, why didn't he review the original Transformers movie? It was the first video that he ever made, so it would have had some kind of poetic feel to it. Not to mention that he just predicted Transformers 5 flawlessly.
The point you're making here, I don't 100% disagree with, because I get that idea, you know. cool 10-year anniversary, let's review the original movie I reviewed. That could be cool. But the reason why he shouldn't do that is because that would be a really boring video. That's not an interesting movie to analyze at all. Norman of the North is actually fun to just nitpick and tear it apart because it's a horrible, awful movie. But Transformers is, at worst, a bad movie, at best an okay movie. So, really, is there much room to make a good video there? Plus, he's probably thinking, I already did the first one, and I already had fun at that. That's a classic video. Let's just leave it there.
Anthropony doesn't really mean covering the movie again. He really meant was to look back at the start of his career as a reviewer and explain how much it gave him a positive outlook in his life. That's the thing when it comes to an anniversary video. Game companies even do the same with their products. Look at the Mario 3D All-Stars collection and the Sonic Color port coming to all platforms. And even if the Transformers movie is not fun to pick on because it's a terrible film, doesn't that mean that the Norm of the North movie is not fun to pick on either because it's also a terrible film? Oh wait, it's because Doug Walker hasn't covered the video since 2017, so that argument is invalid. I gotcha. Ridiculous. My gosh. I'm gonna need some water for this.
And yeah, I get the whole Transformers 5 thing. I don't care. I don't even, or Transformers 4, whatever. 5, yeah, it's 5. I forgot last night's 5. Fine, you have a good point. It sounds better on paper, though, than it actually does sound in your head. Like, in your head, that sounds better than what the actual video would look like. Because you'd be making a video taking that down if he actually went with that idea.
Why would you assume that? It's not even a video that's been uploaded, so where did you get that idea? I mean, sure, he could, like, make a video about it if it's made terribly. Still, a bad video is a bad video, regardless of what it is. Same as his review on Norm of the North, which is an incredibly bad video.
It's technically an analysis, yeah, but the way he's using it is he's using the general term analysis to play it up to make you think, oh, you're right, yeah, he's calling this an analysis when it's like nothing like that at all. He's literally just using words to basically trick you. Not even joking.
Excuse me? You're the one who's been doing that throughout this entire video! Remember when you said adults shouldn't say horrendously awful? Or he said the same thing twice? And all the stuff I already covered? This is what I've been trying to say, folks. All he's ever done is just throw words to hate on Miss Anthropony. And with the fact that what he just claimed right here says a lot about the comment down below that video. What he said in the beginning of not hating Miss Anthropony is a lie that anyone with half a brain would see through. And also, the point of trying to trick us by calling it an analysis when it's not an analysis at all really shows how much hate he has for this guy. We already talked about this. We don't care, but somehow you do. First you go on to say that they're the same thing, then next you go on to say that they're different, and now you have a problem with Anthropony saying that it's an analysis. Guys, I feel like I'm going insane, but I swear I'm not! Ah!
These aren't the worst jokes that he's made by any means, but they're still not good.
Alright, I'm gonna ask this again. I mean, actually, I didn't ask it, but now I'm gonna ask it. Why are you making this video, then? If you're literally saying that... oh my god. If you are saying that it is unfunny, and that you're even saying this is not as bad as his other videos, but it's still not funny, then why are you making this video? If you are going to play up something as unfunny, take one of his bad videos. There are a handful of them. You could make a lot of good things. And I'll be honest, it does seem like he's being fair in this video without completely bogging down him, but I still don't understand why you're making this video.
Because it's still a bad video regardless? I don't even understand why you're asking a question like this. All content creators have covered a lot of bad videos. Some may be worse than others, and as well as the ones they might be covering right now. But that doesn't mean that they can't point out the flaws of those videos. What am I even trying to tell you? You should know how criticism works, but instead you actually ask a question that doesn't really matter.
I mean, if you're gonna make a video like this, you gotta have some good point.
Jeez Louise, it's almost like someone forgot to do research to make proper arguments.
Unless you're trying to have fun. Like me against you. I'm trying to have fun here. I don't think you're trying to have fun.
Even if he's not, so what? A bad video that Anthropony covers is still a bad video. And when it comes to creating content, you don't really need to have fun. You just need to have good arguments. I'm obviously not having fun, but I'm making this video anyway because some of the stuff that you said is completely idiotic.
Also, nice saxophone music in the... Why? Why are you playing sexy saxophone music in the back of a YouTube analysis? I'm not playing any music in the back. Why are you playing that? Why? That doesn't make any sense. Whatever. Maybe that's Miss Anthropony's thing. I just don't watch him enough and I don't care enough to find out.
I don't know. Maybe it's because he wants to block out the background noise? I do the same thing in my videos. The music also keeps the flow of the feeling, so that it keeps the viewers more entertained in watching the video.
They come across as stale and badly timed, and it doesn't feel like Doug is putting enough energy into them.
Watch this entire video. There is so much energy. It's actually kind of annoying.
I could say the same thing, dude. The energy got to me even before you started covering this video. How many times do I have to point out to you that you forgot to do research, huh? Tell me, please!
That is literally his comedy. Is that there's a bunch of him overreacting in energy.
Again, so what? It still doesn't excuse the criticism. And can you please, for the love of everyone on Earth, stop using the comedy to defend Doug Walker? I already pointed out that the video game nerd does the comedy better than Doug. I don't have to point it out again.
He's not putting enough time and energy into it. First of all, you don't have bad editing. I'll admit that, Miss Anthropony. You actually have a pretty solid editing software. Too bad your points are all awful.
Talk about someone who's having so much faith in his own video. It's actually kind of pathetic.
But why are you... Okay, why are you going out and saying... why are you saying that he's not putting enough time and effort into it? First of all, the editing is pretty top-notch in his video. I mean, it's 1 million subscribers. Makes sense. That's not a weird point. But he's not putting enough time and energy and they're badly timed. I can't agree with any of that. Actually, what makes this video funny is because of the editing and timing. And his energy. Literally, the reason why I find this funny is, I guess, the reason why you don't find it funny. But I have no idea what you're even talking about.
So you think this is good? And this? And this? And this? Sorry, but I don't really see them as good time and excuse me. Sorry, but I don't really see them as good time and energy. Because to me, they look as, how Anthropony puts it, as bad as a Nickelodeon sitcom. Okay guys, I think we're at the part when I ended it off last time, so I'm just gonna stop right here. Making the script took a while to do. I usually make these skits for these long videos so that I don't forget what I'm going to say in recording. But most of the problem goes into the stuttering, which I try to do at least less often. I would have to retake a line over and over and over again until I finally get it right. But in the end, I hope it was worth it. Now before I go, I just want to say that I did not make this video for fun. That is not my intention at all. But if I did, then why would I be covering a guy that goes after Anthropony by using arguments that his haters already used? And now before you say, I just want to defend my senpai, as you claimed MTS the Shark of doing, I will criticize Anthropony when I have legit reasons to. For example, I don't like how he accused Mueller of being too much of a Star Wars fan in his original review on The Last Jedi. But I'm glad he actually apologized for that mistake in his revisit video. And I would like to see him do Let's Plays on his channel. But if it's not his style of content, then I won't judge him. He can do whatever he wants on his channel. Just like I can do whatever I want on my channel. Like, I don't know, making a video about you, MTS the Shark, and thinking that it's okay to take someone off the internet is something that I will not stand by. And if he actually plans to do this, I will contact Misanthropony myself, so that he can be prepared for the danger coming. Wanting something like that is not okay in any way, shape, or form, and people who think that are the ones who should be taken off the internet themselves and take a little break. The only reason why he would even want something like this is because Misanthropony doesn't have the same mindset as MTS's Shark does. And it's a really sick mind to have. Thank you all so much for watching. Check the links in the description. Stay safe, and I'll see you all next time.